Peace and blessings, y'all. In this corner, boxing 24. Good evening, good evening. How's everyone doing this evening? Hope everybody doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good on this side as always. God is great, God is good, and I definitely can't complain. So, wow. Do I really have to do this, man? Teofimo Lopez. What you trying to do, man? Where you going, man? You a lightweight fighter. You fighting at 140, junior welterweight. Why you calling out Bud Crawford, man? Why you trying to disrespect his resume when you got unfinished business to take care of on your record and in your career? And Terrence Crawford, man, he's a humble dude. And he simply said to you, last he heard, you got a loss to Cambosis, man. Go avenge that loss. And he's right. Like, why you coming for him? So now Teofimo Lopez has some things to say about Terrence Crawford's record, his resume, and particularly at welterweight. And he said that everybody that he fought at welterweight was injured, had some kind of injury. So let's talk about it. Let's see if that's true or not. So Terrence Crawford came in the door as a welterweight. He fought Jeff Horn. I never heard Jeff Horn having an injury. As a matter of fact, Jeff Horn was coming off a win against the great Manny Pacquiao. So what injury did Jeff Horn have? I never heard it. Then he fought Jose Benavidez Jr. Now, people want to bring up the fact that he was shot, and Jose Benavidez Jr. had brought that up himself. But before he fought Terrence Crawford in 2018, he fought Frank Rojas, who wasn't a great fighter, who wasn't the best fighter, but he still fought him and beat him. He stopped him. So was his leg an issue in that fight? Because that fight was a few months before he fought Terrence Crawford. So what injured fighter was he? He got cleared to fight, and he came off a win before he fought Terrence Crawford. So I don't get it. Then he fought Amir Khan. What injuries did Amir Khan have? I'm trying to really figure this out. I just don't understand. No injuries. Velasquez, what injuries did he have when Crawford fought him? He actually gave Crawford a good fight in the beginning. Okay? He didn't knock Crawford down, but he definitely landed some shots on Crawford. Gave him a very good fight. Okay? He pushed him down, as a matter of fact. But where's the injuries at? Kell Brook was 2020. So if you want to bring up Kell Brook and say that he was injured, he had an eye injury, let's talk about the fact that he fought Triple G in 2016 as a middleweight, and that was his first issue with his eye after getting beat by Triple G. And then less than a year later, he fought Errol Spence in 2017. Less than a year later, from 2016 to 17. So if anything, that was a tainted win for Errol Spence because it was less than a year for him to heal from that. But he didn't fight Bud Crawford until 3 years after that, until he fought Errol Spence. A whole 3 years or more. So he definitely was healed from whatever eye injuries he had. So no, we're not going to do that. Sean Porter didn't have any injuries. So what are we talking about, Teofimo Lopez? You just really want to be a hater like that? Man, listen, there's weight divisions for a reason. Stay in your division and let him rock out on his. Don't get caught up, fans, people. Don't get caught up because, in Errol Spence talking about cataract surgery, man. Okay? Because at the end of the day, he had an opportunity based on when he got that cataract. If he had that cataract before he fought Terrence Crawford, then he had some time to take care of it, and the fight would have still went on later in the year, last year. It could have been in November, it could have been in December, as I said prior. All right, he did not have to fight July 29th if he really had that issue. So we don't want to hear it. All right, and if y'all trying to piggyback off of that and use that to say that was a tainted win, no, it wasn't. That was a real live win because Errol Spence was still in that fight. He still was throwing punches. He still was trying. He got beat by a better man with a full, healthy two eyes, hands, and feet. he still can't beat Terrence Crawford. It's the bottom line. He cannot beat Terrence Crawford. Okay? He's not that kind of boxer. He doesn't have the skills to beat a Terrence Crawford. He's a weight bully, and he was the boogeyman. And that's also the reason you guys that want to say Inoue, who comes out of nowhere now, and he beats my man Stephen Fulton, who was my man, who I thought was going to beat Inoue, but it was some things that he didn't do that he could have did better. He got beat by the better man, but now he because he beat Stephen Fulton, and he got a couple of wins, now he's pound for pound the best, right? And now it's an argument between if it's him or Crawford or Canelo, but yet Crawford beat the #1 guy, the undefeated boogeyman, the guy that was running through everybody, injuries or not, car accident, detached retina, cataract, whatever he had going on, he was still winning. When he jumped in the ring, he still won. He never lost a fight, okay? He was the boogeyman of the welterweight division, and that's who Crawford beat. And nobody gave him a shot but people like myself who knew better, who knew he was going to run through him, right? So anyway, you're not in no competition with Crawford or Canelo or Tank or Shakur or Devin Haney, man. Take your place. Come to America and fight. But anyway, that's another story. I'm here to just talk about Teofimo Lopez needs to stop. Get your mind right. Like Terrence Crawford said, avenge that loss to Kambosos. Because when we look at your resume, the best you got on there is Loma. Loma was considered to be pound for pound #1. He was considered that. I never considered him that. I considered him a good fighter, a great fighter, but I never considered him pound for pound the best when he was considered that. I consider him one of the pound for pound great fighters. But that's all you really got on your record, man. Honestly, is Loma. Josh Taylor, he is not a great fighter. He's a very good fighter. You beat him, and that's that. So if you want to give yourself 2, but Crawford has many fighters on his resume that's qualified, that's better than who you fought. So when y'all try to say Loma is better than every fighter that Crawford fought, man, that's nonsense. Because Loma wasn't no boogeyman of no division. He wasn't running through everybody and knocking out nobody. He didn't even have 20 fights. He didn't even have 15 fights. So how was he that? Y'all really need to stop, man. Okay, Teofimo Lopez, check yourself, man. Check yourself, man. You're not going to fight Crawford. And if you decided to do that, you would get stopped. Crawford would stop you, man, in a few rounds. You wouldn't last 12 rounds with him. So, I don't get what you're trying to do. I know boxing is a business and, we want to sell fights and sell a fight, but you're not going to fight him. Matthias is calling you out. You got Gary Antoine Russell to fight. Why don't you fight him? Why don't you try to get Tank at 140? Devin Haney at 140. Those are the fights right there that you could get. Shakur will be there soon. So you got fights at 140, man. You're not going to fight Terrence Crawford, so just leave that alone. All right? Man, like he said, when you see me, you ain't got nothing to say. But now on social media, you got so much to say. That's clown stuff, man. Leave that alone. Peace and blessings, y'all. In this corner boxing 24. Please subscribe to the page. Please leave your comments. Let me know how you feel. Peace.